Now, let's look a little bit at, for example, one of the most common things that we hear is, users are complaining a particular site is slow. Well, the first thing you've got to do is kind of figure out what does slow mean, and is it affecting multiple users or a single user, and what's going on with that particular location. So if I got that call for a Texas site here, what I might first do is go in and see if there's any thresholds that are currently exceeded. I can definitely see there's a latency threshold on that particular device at that site. I might go in and drill into the site dashboard. And on the site dashboard, it's going to show me a list of the devices. It's going to give me what their current status is. I can drill through to see, hey, yeah, this guy definitely is having a latency problem, but it doesn't look all that unusual. It looks like something that's been going on for a while, because this is pretty typical for this type of site. So one of the other things that I might want to go look at is I might want to go back to that site and then say, at this site, who's using up the bandwidth on this particular location. So I can drill into the router, pull up the network statistics, look at, for example, the Ethernet port on this router or the WAN port, depending on how he's connected, see if there's any errors, look at what the bandwidth is. These graphs are all designed to be dynamic. So if it's a problem with one direction or the other, I can kind of turn off the direction I don't care about and see what's going on for that link. I can also go in and do a real-time view. So if I want to go in and say, just show me the minute-to-minute traffic on this particular link, that real-time histogram is going to pull up a page that's going to allow me to do 5-second monitoring on that statistic. And these queries, this polling data, this is coming from OmniCenter, so I don't have to worry about, from a security perspective, having to set up a bunch of rules or access lists on devices. OmniCenter is just going to send out those requests and update my browser. This tool is also designed to run without any Java or Flash or anything, so it'll work from any browser I happen to have with me, even if I'm on a Chromebook or if I'm at a remote site and have to borrow somebody's PC. I can kind of get the second-by-second view of what's going on in that link, and it'll automatically scale up or down based on the performance data that comes in from the router. This will allow me to spot things like sudden spikes in traffic that might not be obvious with regular time series polling, but that will show up when you're monitoring at a really, really fast interval like this. And by default, this is going to retain the last hour's worth of history at 5-second intervals. It does not store this data. It's basically just for troubleshooting and diagnostic purposes, but I could leave this window open for a while the users are working on a particular thing, so I can see if their traffic is accurately being reflected on those systems. Now, assuming that that doesn't show me anything that I need to know, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and look at, for this particular site, what am I getting from my traffic reports? So if I'm getting NetFlow data, or if I'm getting SFlow or IPFix data for these devices at the site, I'm going to have traffic data for this site. And traffic data is going to break down who are my top conversations, how much data are they using, what applications are they running, who are my top clients and top servers, who's moving the most data across this link. And all of these are the last 15 minutes. So it's giving me a kind of a snapshot of what's going on for that link right now. The graph is showing me basically today, and what you can see from the graph is that it's divided so that everything above 0 is to the site and everything below 0 is from the site. So it kind of gives you a way to look at if the traffic is mostly in one direction or if it's kind of bi-directional. You'll be able to see that here. You can also go in and turn off particular applications. So in this case, web traffic is consuming like 99% of my bandwidth. I can turn off web traffic and zoom in to these other applications to see what's going on at any particular moment in time and get a picture of, is there a sudden spike in a particular application that might be causing this performance issue? So it allows you to kind of go in and get the picture of who's talking to whom, what are they using in terms of applications, what's going on for that particular site right now, and I can actually see, which IP addresses or hosts are talking to what ports, and start to get down into the kind of the details of, what the traffic looks like at that particular location.